What's going on, guys? We're back with the next part of our Learning C# tutorial series, and today we're going to be, actually I'll go ahead and do this later, well, whatever, I can run in the background, but today what we're going to be doing is a few different things. For the first part, I'm going to revise, or not revise, but improve our world map GUI, as well as fixing our neighbor hitbox. I don't know if any of you guys caught on to it. You probably did, because I saw it when when I was watching a video of the previous tutorial. But if you notice, he looks fine, and then we go to our scene view, and his hitbox isn't moving with his head like it should be. So if we animate him, his hitbox won't be where his head really is. And the way to fix this, it's actually simple, but it may be more complex depending on how we do this. But what I'm going to do is, in order to make him move with the animation, we're going to have to attach him to the tag head. So in here, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and add a component, box collider, change the size up a bit. Okay, and we're going to go in here, we're going to remove the old box collider, and in here we're going to copy this component and paste the component as new. You'll notice that it automatically added on our animation, and the problem we had last time was that we need to play the animation from the base object, and so we're going to go ahead and revise this script in a moment. Actually, first I'm just going to go ahead and remove this guy's script. Why don't I go ahead and actually change this up a little bit. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and revise our generic character damage zone. So I'm going to remove this required component animation. And then here we do our actual animation coding. Let's go ahead and comment that out. And we're going to do a if transform dot root dot animation does not equal null. So if our root transform has an animation, and what transform dot root points to, that just points to what you would think, the root of this game object, which is this guy. So if this guy has an animation and he does, then we can continue with that code. And in there, what we'll do is, in fact, instead of commenting this stuff out, we're going to go ahead and, run. There we go. We're just going to paste it in there, and instead of doing animation, we'll do transform.root.animation. Oh, I know what I pressed. There we go. I pressed the wrong hotkey and made it all underscore, or lowercase. And then in here we'll just change our animation to transform.root.animation. Okay, and that pretty much sums up that. We can go ahead and test this out. We're gonna have to, actually, his death item is still there. So if you go ahead and hit play now, he's dancing, and you can see his hitbox is now moving and rotating the way it should with his head. And so we can go ahead and just make sure that everything is working the way it should. There we go. Although it said failed, I wonder why that is. Oh, wrong guy did. That just means that in our level manager, our targets. Okay, that's another good point here. And here, when we pass in this game object to check to see if it is the right game object, we need to pass in the game object dot. I'm sorry, not game object. We're going to pass in the transform dot root dot game object. So this is the root transform. Okay. because if you guys remember correctly, oops, it does the check on what we assigned, and now it says you win. And we assigned the the root guy, which is not the same, even though it's a child of, it's not the same as its parent game object. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and actually, that reminds me, delete all the save data just because we can access stuff easier. And next, let's go ahead and load up our world map. And it's gonna be a simple fix. In our on GUI, I think I'm not entirely sure, but there's a certain text we can input where it'll do a certain style for us. I'm gonna go ahead and test to see if it's a box or not. Oh, it's good. It is a box. Good. So now we have a box around our GUI. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and actually move everything downwards. So here we have our GUI layout space. I'm gonna copy it and paste that there actually, and then in between our description and the button is going to be even more space, so we'll put something like 100. So let it recompile, and there we go. So that concludes it for this one. It was a short tutorial, but in the next one I'm either going to go ahead and work on a store system for serializing our weapon class, a tutorial system where we talk about routines, or an audio manager where we talk about streaming audio and probably dictionaries and references, which is something that I think is really cool. So I'm not sure what I'll do next, but until then.